Welcome to the Eutaw Street Banter Podcast.
What's up, everybody? We got another episode of the Eutaw Street Banter here for you with just me, myself, and I, Elisha. I know I'm everyone's favorite and stuff, so I'm sure you'll love to hear me. Cody's not going to have to listen to me talk about my nerd stuff with any sabermetrics because, that's not how he rolls. And we're not going to have to listen to him talk about wins. Pitcher wins, of course, is what we're talking about, not actual wins. And there's been a lot going around baseball, and so let me catch you guys all up to speed in case you've missed some really cool and interesting stuff that's been happening over the past week or so since we last talked to you. The MLB, they have announced that they're investing in the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, which is going to be one of the first professional softball leagues in America, and it's going to be kind of massive. I mean, I know softball is really fun to watch. Obviously, I love baseball. Softball is very different from baseball, but also very similar. And they're both insane sports. And softball's great, and I think it's definitely time for them to get a professional league now. And women, I think this is great for a lot of softball players because, they have college, and that's really all that you can get to. So we'll get to see the next step for these professional athletes really take the step up and be in the spotlight a little bit more. Another interesting one is one of my favorite all-time players that I've got to love and grow up watching is Andrew McCutchen. He actually tied Roberto Clemente's all-time home run record, but his all-time home run total with 240 home runs, which I think is third all-time in Pittsburgh Pirates history. And it's really cool. Kind of an unexpected 240 home runs out of Andrew McCutchen in his career. I know you thought about him, you may think about it as like power or something, but definitely not power like that. I mean, to tie Clemente, a legend in Pittsburgh and a legend in baseball and the earth as a whole. I mean, a great guy. His legacy was just cut a little short, but McCutchen really caught up to him already. It's insane. Another interesting one is someone that the Orioles are very familiar with. Corbin Burnes may be headed towards an injury stint because he was pitching the other day for the Diamondbacks and he threw a pitch and he could tell just something wasn't right with his arm. And there was some lip readers that I saw, and basically you saw him almost say, like, it's dead, his elbow. So you may see him get Tommy John, which, you're an Orioles fan like me, you say, well, thank God we didn't have him because you would have paid him all that money to get Tommy John. Well, at the same time, he's been doing really well this season, and you never know what happens. But wishes up for him. I mean, I loved having him on the team last year. I know we all probably did. Don't know really anyone that hated Corbin Burnes, and everyone, I think about 100% of Orioles fans wanted him to come back. So hopefully he gets healed back soon, and it's not the worst news that you can get with an elbow injury, which we all know is Tommy John. Another interesting one, which I just love these situations where umps and players get into fights because umpires have become such crybabies, honestly. It's kind of ridiculous. They influence the game way more than they need to. They're there to be the rule makers. They tell balls and strikes. They call the outs, stuff like that. They don't need to be getting in players' faces, antagonizing them, stuff like that. We have another example of this where Taylor Walls of the Tampa Bay Rays, he was up to the plate and he got a strike called on him that he didn't like. You saw him, he kind of tapped his head a little bit, which, could be up for interpretation if that's him trying to say, like, challenge like they did in spring training in the minor leagues you have. That's definitely an interesting move. I think it's pretty universally known that, like, if you draw a line with your bat, you're basically going to get ejected no matter what. I mean, even Ichiro got ejected for it. So I think it's kind of something similar to that, but the umpire got in his feels a little bit. And there's one simple solution that I say for umpires if you want to avoid that. Just call better strikes and balls. It's really all it is. Umpires aren't historically great this year and the past few years compared to what they've been. I mean, they're getting better every year. But with the advances in technology, you're saying, well, every mistake's just multiplied and magnified. They're just put under magnifying glasses day in and day out. So there's some of the umpires that are very bad. It really gets shown. It really does. And then something I'm excited for is some prospects have been called up, one of which is Jack Caglianone, who is a first base and DH prospect for the Kansas City Royals. He's actually coming up in Tuesday. He made his MLB debut. And he is a great looking guy, like baseball wise. He looks like he can crush the ball. I mean, he crushed the ball in the minor leagues. It was absolutely ridiculous what he was doing. I mean, I think he broke a Statcast record for how hard he hit a ball. But this is an interesting one. So where he's getting the start, where he got the start on Tuesday, he batted sixth and DH'd. He actually is the first hitter to debut in the major leagues 1 year after they were drafted for the Royals since Bo Jackson in 1986, which Bo Jackson's a freak of a human being. I aspire to be someone like that because to be able to play two sports elitely is amazing. Bo Jackson's a great guy to be compared to. And another guy that got called up is Ronnie Mauricio of the Mets. He's kind of had some up and down battles, it seemed like a little bit, but maybe he can make it stick this time. He's huge. He has some raw talent. It seems like I'll be excited to see what comes of him.
Make magic happen with Emily at Blue Crab Travel, your Disney vacation expert. Ready to experience the wonder of Disney? Let her help you plan the ultimate Disney getaway. Whether you're heading to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, or a Disney cruise, she has you covered. Emily can take care of custom Disney itineraries, tailored to your family's needs and preferences. She also can help find you exclusive discounts on Disney hotels, tickets, and packages. Imagine a stress-free vacation with hassle-free booking for accommodations, dining reservations, and fast passes. From character meet and greets to thrilling rides, Emily will make sure every moment is unforgettable. Email Emily Jones today at emilyjones@bluecrabtravel.com to start planning your dream Disney vacation.
But I'm going to move into our first segment of the day, talking about some series. The Orioles, I'm skipping the Cardinals series at all because we lost the last two games. So it doesn't matter. Back of the head. Because you know what? We swept the White Sox. Maybe they're like the second worst team in baseball, but we swept the White Sox. Hey, I'll take a sweep where there's a sweep. First game, we come out 2-1. Zach Eflin, Led Zeppelin on the bump. Killed it. He lowers his ERA to a 4.46. He goes 7 strong, 0 runs. Take that again. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Amazing stuff. Only gave up 4 hits and 1 walk. Got 6 strikeouts. That is his 4th win on the year. I mean, that's some dominant stuff from Zach Eflin there. That's what you need him to be able to do. He's had some rough outings lately. This is what you need. And our scoring, I love this because I didn't watch this game, and because I was working, I saw it pop up on my phone that when it happened is you got the Ramon Arraez, he had a sac fly that scored Gunnar Henderson. And then Ryan Mountcastle stole home for his first steal of the year. Is that not hilarious? Ryan Mountcastle stole home. Out of anyone on our team that could steal home, it's Ryan Mountcastle. I think it's hilarious. But Mountcastle, he did it. It was kind of a double steal, though. You had O'Hearn on first. He stole second. And then the classic Little League travel ball play that, like, every coach, I know play baseball. Every coach prepares for it, but, like, it rarely ever happens where you have the guy on first steal just to bait them to throw, just to get the run on third go. It seems like most people have been smart enough to kind of not throw to second base in this situation because you know what's happening, but it's the White Sox. So what are you going to do? But coming off of game 1, go into Saturday, we get another win, 4-2 against the White Sox. Dean Kramer comes out, follows up Eflin's performance, says, oh, you're going to go 7 and give up no runs. Well, I don't know if I can do that personally, but I'm going to try to match you. Go 6 innings pitched with 1 earned run. Other run came from Cano, who's been struggling, really struggling as of late. But hey, we held on strong. We put up a run in the first inning by none other than Jackson Holliday getting his first leadoff home run in his MLB career in front of his dad and brother, Matt Holliday and Ethan Holliday. He has been killing it and on fire lately. He's really finding his own in that leadoff spot. And I hope he stays that way because, Hyde was moving around the lineup a lot. Mancelino's found some more stability in his lineup, honestly. That's the one thing that's been more noticeable. I think Jackson Holliday is one of the people that's really getting better from this. But you also have Kobe Mayo. He got his first RBI of the season, I believe. He got for the second run. And then Jorge Mateo, as good old Jim Palmer calls him, Georgie. He just put something in it, I guess. He decided he was going to come out and learn how to hit again. I mean, he's got like a 100 batting average on the season or something like that. He's just not been doing it this season. Sorry, not to discredit him. He has a 212 batting average. My bad, Jorge. My bad. But yeah, still not great. He put one into it, got it in the right center field. Gave us a 4-1 lead at that point. And that was kind of the rest was history. I mean, we were able to hold on to it. The back end of our bullpen did really good. Keegan Aiken, Dominguez, and then Felix Bautista came in and shut the door. And we got another solid win. One of the big news is there was a little bit of scuffle here. I'm kind of tired of these fights or whatever. It's ridiculous. It's the second time we've had it this season where we're kind of doing nothing. We're just doing too much. Kobe Mayo, I saw someone say he did his best Manny Machado impression, just kind of running into the guy. Fell down, took offense to keep running into him, I guess. He laid his hands on one of the other guys, so it makes sense why the bench is cleared. He just gave him a little shove. I don't know. I don't know the words that were said, so I'm not going to really dive too deep into it, but I would love if the bullpen comes out, I want fist thrown or something. Like, something has to happen. This is kind of crazy. I hate just seeing the bullpen just run in and they literally just walk back immediately out. Like, unless I see, like, Felix Bautista, like, clock another reliever as we're coming out. Like, that's interesting. Show that. Can we get Tommy Pham? Because I know Tommy Pham's a big fighter. I think he could go well there. But going into Sunday, we had the only ground chuck, Charlie Morton, on the mound. And you know what? He impressed me. Best appearance of the season by far. He went 6 2/3. He gave up an unearned run. He went into the 7th inning, 7 strikeouts, only 6 hits, 1 walk. My man was on point. I watched this entire game. He was filthy. His curveball was amazing. Amazing. This is vintage Charlie Morton. Because, like, when I say, like we talked about, I know in the previous weeks, how he's kind of coming around. He's looking like he might be back. Well, this isn't what I expect from Charlie Morton. It's somewhere in the in-between. But I'll take this every single day. I mean, he lowered his ERA to 6.20 now. Think about it. Like 3 weeks ago, it was over 10. Now it's 6. That's very impressive for good old Charlie Morton. And then you have, what I did like is he got pulled with 1 out left in the 7th inning. And so what does Gregory Soto do? Oh, a home run. Obviously give up a home run. Why wouldn't he? To Mike Tauchman. And Mike Tauchman, I did want to go over, because I know he's not an Oriole, but I went over to his baseball reference page, and he's had a sneaky good career. Over the past 3 seasons, he's played over 100 games in both 23 and 24 with the Cubs, 105 and 106 OPS plus, respectively. I mean, he's been putting up numbers, and this year he's killing it. This year he's 1-dotting in OPS. Like, I'll give him all the credit. I feel like he's kind of a fan favorite wherever he ends up. He's been doing what he's supposed to do, killing the ball. He's kind of a bright spot on this White Sox team. He's really the only person that's doing really good, which is not surprising. I mean, they were the worst team in baseball history last year. But Adrian Hauser, he pitched and he gave up his first runs of the season, but he still looked good, and we were able to put the ball enough of it. I mean, had bases loaded, no outs or 1 out at one point, I believe, and we couldn't really capitalize. But Dylan Carlson's doing good again. He had another double, so we're kind of just we're making it work, you know. The only way to climb out of this hole that we're in is do this to bad teams. Like, I know we're not that great right now, but the White Sox are a bad team, a very, very bad team. And you have to sweep them like this if you want to gain any room, especially in a week that the Dodgers got their butts kicked by the Yankees got their butts kicked by the Dodgers. The Red Sox are in just turmoil right now. I mean, you're hearing reports that Jarren Duran might get traded to the Padres. The Rays are raising. I mean, there's nothing else to say about them. The Blue Jays are still scuffling. I mean, the American League is not settled. We could come back. We just have to keep doing this. It's really that simple. If we can keep pushing, we will climb and gain ground. And you want to know what's one of the credits that we're climbing? I already talked about once Charlie Morton, because I want to talk about his stats. I want to talk about him more. My man is doing great. I don't know if you guys understand. He has a negative 0.9 WAR right now. That was almost a -2 a couple weeks ago. Like, he's been killing it. Over his past 5 appearances, he's thrown 6.2 innings, 6 innings, 4.1, 3, and then 2. He has given up 4 runs. 4 runs. He's doing amazing, guys. I don't know if you are recognizing what is happening. He is fully turned around from what's happened. Fully around. He is nowhere near the bad Charlie Morton anymore. He is really good, really locked down now. His curveball is amazing. Now, I did take a look at his StatCast page. I like my sabermetrics every once in a while. You know, I'll dabble in a Foolish Baseball video every once in a while. Foolish Bailey's got a way of breaking down sabermetrics every once in a while. You know, there's some stuff that I don't think is useful, and then there's a lot of stuff I do think is useful. And going to Charlie Morton's page, you know, it's not going to make you feel great about him, because Blue is all over it. And Blue's bad on Baseball Savant. Very bad on Baseball Savant. But his whiff percentage is good. That's all he's got. But you also got to think that this is taking in a lot of stats based on how he's performing. So it's kind of hard for you to see how he's doing now, just because of how bad he did earlier in the season. That's really all it is. But he's a major contributor up to this point of why we're doing what we're doing now. Our rotation's been nice. Every single person's been giving what they've got. If we had them doing this all year long, we're top the division, probably. But that's besides the point. Moving on, I just want to go look at our roster real quick because there's one guy I really do feel bad for, but we got some injury updates, Rosters change every single day, especially if you're the Orioles, because people are getting hurt every single day. So Colton Cowser, he has been reinstated. He is coming back. The milkman's back. Thank God. Should wear my milkman shirt. But I'm very glad. I think he's really got something to prove too. He was looking good before he got hurt, in the first series of the season. So that kind of sucks. We're still waiting on Westburg to come back. He should be back soon though. He's down AAA. But Mountcastle and Mullins are both out. Mullins with some hamstring problems, which he's had a lot of in his career. So it's going to be interesting to see how we make this work. Our outfield's really interesting right now. So we got Dylan Carlson, Colton Cowser now, Kerstad O'Hearn, and Jordan Adams, who we've had to come up. Jorge Mateo can also play a little bit of outfield if needed. So it's going to be an interesting way how they work this round. Kobe Mayo's up now, and he's going to be playing a lot of first base, I have a feeling. This is the perfect opportunity. This is how you know how serious we are about Kobe Mayo, because Ryan Mountcastle was kind of an issue. We didn't know what to do with him. He was doing okay. Well, what were we supposed to do with him? And this is the best case scenario because we have Kobe Mayo. We can't put him at third base. We have plenty of third basemen. Well, O'Hearn can play DH. He can play outfield. Perfect. Mayo is our first baseman until Mountcastle gets back. If the Orioles are serious about his development and his playing time at the major league level, he will play every single game until he gets back. Because you have to think about it. We're not trying to win a pennant this year. That's not possible. We're not going to be able to win our division or anything. Or not right now, at least at the moment. That's not the main concern. Just getting afloat is. And it's not going to hurt you too much if Mayo's not great every single at bat. He's looked much better this time that he's come up since the last time, but it's not going to hurt you too much to just play. But the one person I do want to talk about is poor Cooper Hummel. Now, you guys say, who the heck is Cooper Hummel? Who is this man? Never heard of him. Well, on the 25th of May, we signed free agent Cooper Hummel. I think he was on waivers from the Braves, I believe. I don't know, something like that. Who knows? He's been bounced around. And then, so that was the 25th. And then by the 29th, we sent him outright to Norfolk. Well, we DFA'd him basically. We designated for assignment starting on the 26th. He was sent to Norfolk on the 29th. And then on the 30th, we signed him to a 1-year deal in free agency, right? Then, just wait for it. Guess what happens? June comes around. We designate him for assignment again on the 2nd. My man has been claimed after he was already DFA'd. DFA'd again. Accepted his terms and went to AAA. Signed again. And now DFA'd again. All within the span of a week. This man, I kind of feel bad for him because he's not unpacked his suitcase once yet. Because he just keeps moving around. I don't even know. It's crazy to think that he's just being flexed around that much. But I do think our pitching staff relatively is not wild. It's kind of similar to how you would have expected it if you went to the beginning of the year, obviously missing Mason. But I mean, because Kittredge is back, he's struggled a little bit, but he's finally back. Bowman's in the bullpen again. We kind of got our guys going, and it's gonna be interesting to see how it works down. I feel like the next goal is just to wait till Bradish gets back. Once he gets back, we could have a very competitive team that's out of a playoff chase, which is a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. I think it's going to help if we have some guys that keep going because I think we do have realistically a lot of trade candidates. And that brings us on to our next segment with some rumors that have been going around. I know I've heard some stuff. Cedric Mullins going to the Mets. They've been very, very good for how bad they've been. They've been struggling, honestly, in a lot of different areas, but they're still one of the best teams in baseball. I think they have the 6th best record or something like that. They're finding a way to get it done. I don't know what else to say. Their pitching's been great. And I feel like Cedric, he could be a realistic fit there. I don't know who we'd get back from. I'm not even going to think about who we'd get back for people yet because it's not even worth it to think about it because I'm not going to be right. I don't know if I've ever been able to guess a trade correctly. I really don't because who knows what's happening in GM's minds across the league. But there's also been rumors about him going to the Phillies. I know the Philly stuff's normally had him paired with a reliever. I kind of like that. This has been a popular one, obviously, with him and Felix or him and Yenye going over and coming back. We get like Mick Abel back and some maybe Alec Boehm or something. I don't know. It's going to be interesting just to see what kind of happens. I don't even know. We're getting to the point where we have to realistically think about people getting traded. I mean, you're going to have, personally, who I believe is going to be your starting DH for the All-Star game, Ryan O'Hearn. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Rafael Devers is so good. Ryan O'Hearn's been one of the best hitters in baseball, though, for the past month and a half now, which is most of the season. And he's going to be an all-star. He might start. He might. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how it works, though, because of where he plays different positions, where he ends up. Because I don't think he has I don't think he'd make it over Devers. I don't think he'd make it over Goldschmidt to start. So it really sucks when you're going off, because you just got to think you got like Yankees and Red Sox fans to go up against. And he'll probably won't be put out as an outfielder. But I mean, he might not make it as that because you got guys like Trent Grisham and Aaron Judge and other people I can't think of off the top of my head. But O'Hearn's been great, and it's going to be sad to see him go because he's going to go. That's just the truth of it. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Not too much has been happening in Orioles baseball lately. Some minor moves and stuff, but it's going to be interesting to see what we can pull together here in the next few weeks. I mean, coming up, we got a nice, good old series against the Mariners coming up, which, we're not going to hit a single ball. It's going to be interesting. The Mariners are a very, very good pitching team. Brian Woo's been amazing. I have to talk as much about Brian Woo as I can without Cody, because Cody really doesn't like me bringing up Brian Woo because he thinks he's not going to be good, but Brian Woo's been amazing. It's going to be a tough series. There's a lot of good pitchers over there. They've been decent this year. And then we go to Sacramento to play the Athletics. Sorry, I almost said the Oakland A's. That would have been wrong of me. Sorry, John Fisher. But, yeah, we get to play in a minor league ballpark again. I'm sure all the Orioles players are just so excited to go back to a minor league stadium, the place they've escaped from. So it's going to be great. Nice little West Coast trip here. I think we could do some damage here, though, because our offense has been coming up alive, and if our pitching is good, I think they can carry us through this next week here. I'm hoping by the time we come back and talk to you, we've won 4 or 5 games, I think it's not out of the picture to say we can win 4 or 5 games. I'm not saying we're going to win 6 games, but I'm just hoping we don't lose 6 games, Trying to stay optimistic here. But yeah, this has been another episode with the Eutaw Street Banter. It's just me right now, but we love you all. We thank you for listening every week. It's rough a lot. I understand it's rough and it's hard, but we thank you all. Keep on touch with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, any social media platform. We're on them all. You leave comments, talk to us, ask questions, ask why we said something. If you think I said something stupid, tell me. I'm fine with it. I'll try to explain myself, but I probably didn't have a good reason for it. I'm being real. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll catch you next week. See ya.